Welcome back to Estate Agency Mastery. I am joined by the one and only Kristjan Byfield. Now, Kristjan, everyone knows who you are, and I don't normally do this, but give us a 1 minute intro. Who are you and why should we listen to you?
1 minute intro. Okay. I've been a tenant renting for 26 years and counting in London. I've been an agent for 22 years. 20 of those has been with my own agency-based property specialists. Um, I went into the supplier space in 2020. We launched the Depository, which is a streamlining automation platform. And then alongside that, I sit on the Zoopla Lettings Advisory Board, and I'm actively involved with the Lettings Industry Council.
Okay,
So
so
quite a bit.
not just a cool cat with a beautiful cap, if you like. So go on then. Why, what have you got for us? If I'm in Birmingham, Belfast, Bognor Regis, I want 3 bits of gold from all those 20 plus years that any agent can go and put into their business in the next week or so. What have you got for us?
Number one has got to be authenticity. I think far too many agents out there do that kind of cookie cutter approach if they work in the industry for 2, 5, 10 years and then go, right, I've learned how agency works, and they go out and replicate everything about every business they've ever been in, how the business is structured, how the staff present themselves, how your website presents, the language you use. However, for a lot of people, that is a very different persona to how they conduct and portray themselves outside of working hours, who they are in their personal lives. Um, I'm a true believer that that kind of assimilation, that cookie cutter approach, doesn't help you. In fact, quite the opposite. It just means you just merge into the plethora of estate agents. And when clients are struggling to pick an agent, quite a lot of research shows that actually a lot of that decision making is actually quite personal rather than business related. So whether they feel a connection with you as a person. And so I think you're much better off. As you can see here, we've never done suits at base, and when we launched 20 years ago, and it was all jeans and t-shirts and hats, I think everyone wrote it off as, yeah, you're a Shoreditch agent, so you can get away with it. That wouldn't work here. But I mean, we've dealt with clients across the city with everything from ex-council flats to multi-million pound penthouses. And I've never had a strange reaction from not being in a suit. In fact, quite the opposite. The perception is often that I don't need to hide behind a smart suit.
So those,
That you're comfortable in who you are and the knowledge and the expertise that you bring to the table. So I think more as important as that is you attract clients you want to do business with. We do what can be a very, very stressful job, and particularly if you're working in sales, I think personally sales is a lot more stressful than lettings because of everything that's on the line and how long a transaction goes on for. Do you want to be doing business over weeks, months, or in the case of landlords, years with someone that you have to pretend to be something you're not? Or do you just want to be your natural person and attract clients who you genuinely have common interests with, that you genuinely enjoy spending time with, talking with? So yeah, I think authenticity has got to be number one on that list.
if you're listening to this and you can't see Kristjan, he's surely personified, I would say. And I'm really glad you took the conversation down the route of what you wear and what have you. I remember turning up to evaluation last year, and I walked in. I was in tight black jeans, baggy black t-shirt, black trainers, and it was a young couple about my age, and they just turned around and went, "You've got the instruction, or you've got our property." They didn't use the word instruction, and I was like, "Why?" I was like, "Because you're not in a suit, and you got to read the room, right?" Sometimes, I mean,
It's not always going to work. You
yeah,
walk into Sir Geoffrey Pulmoney Bleckley's Mayfair estate, and he might have his servants toss you off the estate because you're not in tweed and brogues and blah blah blah. Not a client I would want to work with anyway. So yeah, pick and choose. But I think the other thing I say is you look at most really successful people that are portrayed online, doesn't matter what industry they're in, music, tech, business services, it doesn't fucking matter. The vast majority of those people, guess what, don't walk around in an expensive Savile three-piece suit. They might be wearing designer clothes, but more often than not, it is jeans, t-shirt, trainers. It is because they are comfortable in who they are and what they know that
Yeah.
they don't feel like they need to dress themselves up to package that up. They
So
are just taken at face value.
I love that. So Mauricio, a guy that runs a business called The Agency in LA, really big agent over there. He's had TV shows, good friend of mine, and he always says dress to impress. Now that doesn't mean put on your very best suit. It's like if you're in Shoreditch, how would you fit in and be yourself, right? So you're going to impress someone maybe in your part of the world who's like, I don't want someone in a shiny suit from Next, right? If you're an agent and you're looking to go to higher mark, get yourself a nice like suit that isn't if you're going to have to wear a suit that isn't blue or grey and standard, right? Or so dress to, for me, it's like dress to impress, but also dress to impress yourself. What do you feel good in? How are you going to be the best version of you? Rather, and it ties back to your earlier point, rather than by being authentic, rather than showing up how you actually aren't. And I've had to go on this journey recently where I do some funny stuff. I'm a bit of a joker, and people are like, "Yeah, but you run the brokerage," and I've battled with it. And I've actually just gone, "No, I'm going to still keep doing my funny stuff because that's who I am." And if you don't
You
like,
can't, you have to. You can't pretend you're someone else because it will trip you up eventually. At some point, the mask will fall and that relationship will disintegrate as a result of it. So, and we spend so many hours working. Who the hell wants to spend all that time? And we're not just talking about clothes. I don't want to keep it tied into clothes, but feeling uncomfortable or just feeling like a bit of a phony, you know, dude, life's too short. Like, be comfortable in who you are, own it, and yeah, the clients you attract will respect you for that.
nice. All right, we've done authenticity. What's your next point?
So it's another A, and not surprisingly, as someone who has a software company, it's automation. Um, I think whether you're starting, building, growing, exiting an estate agency, uh, if streamlining and automation isn't a substantial focus of your business, um, you're endangering the future viability of your business. It really is that simple. Obviously, we've got a phenomenal amount of tech already open and built specifically for our industry, which can deliver a lot of efficiency. We're obviously coming into this new wave of AI, which I genuinely think is our generation's industrial revolution. I think the transformation in the working environment we're going to see over the next 3 to 5 years is going to be phenomenal. Over 10 years, I think we're going to look back in 10 years and not even recognize what the working environment looks like. Um, if you're not consciously going on that journey, you're seriously endangering your business. And the successful businesses I see, and successful isn't necessarily about turnover, but it's about profit margin at all scales. The businesses that achieve decent profit margins have done exactly that. They have built quality automation throughout their business. And it's not just about being able to do more with less, it's also about using good tech that gives your customers, clients, whatever you want to call them, that digital experience that pretty much everyone expects nowadays. And, that smooth journey where they don't have to pick up a phone, they don't have to write a freaking email, they don't have to chase you about stuff, they don't have to, it's just in their pocket, bing, bang, boom, done. And only through doing that are you going to be able to build out, I believe, a truly scalable and seriously profitable business.
Really interesting. So I'm a huge advocate of automation since my days as a management consultant at Deloitte. The AI play, you're completely right on. And actually, I get to speak to agents up and down the country day in day out, and the thing I always see is how inefficient agents are with their time, and they don't realize what I think the next couple of years is going to bring when all of the automation is built and is standard, and whoever gets there first is going to win, right? In my view, if you're a small independent and you're not looking at automation, I'd be very worried. But for me, that will then highlight that you should be doing the bits of the job for example, if you're a sales agent, lead gen, winning listings, doing deals, right? All the AML checks, the automation, even the conveyancing process is going to rapidly transform. So there's nowhere to hide, and you have to then really sharpen your skill set. And for me, the bit that I find crazy about the AI bit, or my personal perspective, is AI will negotiate better, in my view, than the average negotiator will. It will look at the AIP, it will look at trends. So actually, you need to, in my view, in order to really succeed in this world of automation and AI, you have to double down on and increase your skill sets to become world class at negotiation, world class at language patterns, world class at
Sure, and I think it's about figuring out where do you really deliver value?
yeah,
As an agency, why is your client, whether they're a landlord or a seller, why are they choosing you? Because it's not about professional photos. It's not about a virtual tour. Any fucking agent can do that.
yeah,
It's not about the fact you've got a tenancy agreement that you signed digitally. I mean, again, so much of this stuff is generic. It's about figuring out where you deliver that value. And it might be in negotiation, it might be in market insights, wherever it is. But I mean, I've said before with automation, you automate the mundane to deliver the extraordinary. Yeah.
no,
So anything that is boring, anything where your best result is completing a task, but there's nothing more than that. So data entry, triggering a process, anything like that. There is no great success barrier. You either do the task or you screw up and you don't do it and something doesn't happen.
yeah.
But by doing it, all you've done is you've done a tick box. You've sent out a form for your client to fill out, or you've requested AML or whatever it is. There is no value in that. No human being should be doing any of that stuff. The human being should be doing what is truly unique to human beings, building those relationships, sharing your expertise, knowledge, network. Yes, AI can negotiate stuff, but really, really focus in on what those human qualities and values are. And the rest of it, get a machine to do it.
100%. And the human touch points will be more valuable in a world of AI because people won't expect it. If I look at some of our younger agents with the estate agency, they love hiding behind a WhatsApp message and they go, "Oh, it's my era." But there's nothing personal. All that is literally going to be taken away. Picking up that phone and making the phone call, going around and having that face-to-face conversation or touch point is going to be the differentiator in my view.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice. All right. Third point. What have you got for us? Two great ones so far. Can you trump it?
So third one is I think is the most powerful word in a state agency. No. And I think it's the thing most estate and letting agents find the hardest, whether particularly at the start of your journey. At the start of your journey, or if you're trying to scale a business, it is easy to fall into this trap that you should just say yes to everything. Someone wants to instruct you, but at half your fee. Yeah, absolutely. Someone wants to give you a trial and instruction, but they don't want to agree to your 12-week sole aid tie-in. They want no tie-in. Yeah. Someone wants you to give full management, but they want you to match the crappy little agent down the road who's offering it at 7%, including that. Sure. No is the most powerful word you will ever use in agency. When someone's trying to negotiate your fee, whether someone's trying to extract time out of you, your most valuable resource. Saying no is amazing. And it actually delivers the exact most of the time, not always, but most of the time, it will deliver the opposite result that you think it will. So if someone's going, "Oh, I know you're not open on weekends, but could I come and see this on Saturday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon?" No, because I guarantee you they won't turn up at 1 o'clock on Saturday in the afternoon. And then they'll probably ghost you. And then on Sunday, you'll get some shitty message going, "Oh, yeah, sorry, something came up. Can we come and see it on Tuesday?" And you're like, "What, on the Tuesday that you said you categorically can't see any properties during the week because you work too much?" Yeah, that one. Um,
So
it just underpins things. I think if you're weak in negotiation, you know, if a client's trying to negotiate you down on fee, and literally you're just like, yeah, yeah, whatever you want, take 30% off, fine, it's all good. What impression does that leave for how you're going to negotiate that sale or let on their behalf? Yeah, give me a shit offer. I'll take it to the client. It's fine. We'll get there.
I love
Um,
that's the line I use the whole time. Listen, if I was to negotiate on my fee right now and prove this is the first time you've had to negotiate with me, right? If I can't defend my own money, how the hell do you expect me to defend your
yeah,
biggest asset?
absolutely.
I wouldn't.
Absolutely. It
Right
comes
now.
down to that core
Yeah.
principle. I caught a clip, and it's not even a series I watched. There's a series called The Mayor of Kingstown. Um, and there was a great little clip. I think someone might have actually shared it as like an estate agency meme. And it was basically this guy who came in, and the guy works as a negotiator for you, and he negotiates tricky situations. But he has a fee. And the guy comes in to hire his services, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I've heard like you're the shit. You know, if anyone can negotiate this, it's you. But before we get down to the nitty gritty, let's talk about your fee." And he instantly just goes, "No, no, no. I negotiate for you, not with you." And that was it. End of conversation.
I love that.
End of conversation. And look, that's in a drama. That's in a unreal situation. But I think it was a very true purpose. And I know if I was trying to negotiate a fee with an agent, and that was their like, no, boom.
I love that. I
My
negotiate.
results speak. My experience speaks volumes. You want that, you pay for it. You want some other joker who is willing to give it away for free.
Do you
Off
know,
you pop.
I could speak, I could take the podcast for the next 10 minutes. So we don't have that on
We
objection.
definitely don't have that because I've got to be on another call in 2 minutes.
Oh, there we go. Fees, all of that stuff. I could speak. So if anyone's listening to this and they want my objection handle link or my fee defending links, I will share them with you. But you're
I think the
completely
thing
right.
I would say to no is don't be careful not to try and justify your no.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to literally just say no.
Just like the
Don't
drug
go,
addict.
oh no, because blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah.
No.
You're instantly weakening that response.
So
Yeah, I think there is something a lot very, very powerful in just saying no and letting the person who's
decide.
asked whatever it is they asked of you gather themselves and then decide how they continue that thing. Because then you address it. But don't weaken the no by going, no, but you know, let's go for a month and see where we are there. And if we haven't found you a buyer, then maybe we can revisit this conversation. Or I mean, you're just undermining your capability.
Yeah.
And you're saying you're somehow implying that failure to achieve a result in a month is somehow your fault. And actually, if you're doing your job well, it probably got nothing to do with you. It's the market, it's time of year, it's whatever it is. So, yeah.
Listen, makes complete sense. Let me leave you with this one. You and I were in Birmingham the other day. Birmingham, Belfast, Bognor Regis, right? You've got a load of KPIs. Someone tries to chip you on your fee. How would you get that negotiator or that manager to say no when they have to get their 30 instructions a month to hit their KPIs? What would you leave them with?
I never use metrics like that. It's very simple. I've never used bland metrics like that because it's just too overarching. We will never, ever, ever have call targets, valuation targets. It is in volume. It's nonsense. Personally,
So what do
I
you
think you're
have?
just encouraging your staff to lie and cheat the system because they will just book in shit to hit that target. Oh, I booked in the 30 vowels, but you know, only got 5 instructions. Guess what? Because 15 of those vowels should never have fucking happened, but you've allowed your staff to waste half their month on shit because you've said they have to have 30 vowels. We personally will never work that way.
So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to end
And
it.
on that,
Yeah, I was going to say we're
I'm
going
gonna
to
have to
yeah,
go.
we're going to get you back on because I want to dig into that and how you run your business so successfully, or should I say businesses. Kristjan, from everyone listening or watching Estate Agency Mastery, thank you so much.